As the CEO of Goodwin House, I'm so grateful for the integral role that Goodwin House Foundation plays in making our community such a special one. Today is about thanking you as donors to the foundation for being so generous in partnering with us to enrich the lives of older adults and those who care for them. Although I would love to be welcoming you into one of our auditoriums, offering you hors d'oeuvres and beverages, and welcoming and encouraging you to meet other donors like yourself, we are instead admittedly offering a lower cal option through this video to say thank you. This video is our way of showing our appreciation for the number of ways you have made contributions to our foundation in time, energy, and financial support. I'm inspired by the Foundation's mission to seek and celebrate generosity in order to provide financial security for our residents, to enable staff to thrive in their careers, and to support innovation. Your gifts allow us to increase support to our Resident Support Fund, also known as Fellowship. You allow us to say, yes, you can remain in your home for a resident who's lived here for decades, who's run out of funds by no fault of their own, but wants to remain right here as a neighbor of yours. Your gifts allow us to say yes to someone who wants to attend college and to further themselves through education, but cannot find the means to do so. You allow us to say yes, we will help find your way through the situation during COVID, where we've already handed out over 400 grants of $500 each for staff and provided support around food insecurity. And you allow us to say yes for Goodwin House employees and staff who are not U.S. citizens, but who would like to become U.S. citizens. However, they're stopped by the fees involved with the application process into the upper hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars. Simply said, your gifts create opportunities that alter the course of lives around us. For that, you have my heartfelt thanks and gratitude.
When you're watching this video, it will be September 30th, which marks the final day of our Foundation's fiscal year. And like the end of any year, it's a time for reflection, for looking back and considering our accomplishments and milestones. We're thrilled to let you know that since the first day of our fiscal year on October 1st, 2019, our community has raised over $1.3 million for our annual fund. Gifts were donated to our Resident Support Fund, our Staff Support Fund, and our Area of Greatest Need. We also received $315,000 in bequest gifts from the estates of our residents and family members, and an additional $100,000 in restricted gifts to funds such as our Ruth and Kathy Anderson Fund for Empowering Talent, and also our Hospice and Palliative Care Fund. Now, this year did come with some challenges, and if you look to our mission and you say, what does the power of philanthropy mean? Well, all you have to do is look at this year to understand it. Our community's philanthropy had power, extraordinary power, which took compassion and turned it into hope. Our community really rallied around our residents in need and our staff in need. And even as you watch this video, we're reviewing applications from over 200 employees who are seeking additional assistance due to COVID, and we're able to say that we can provide those gifts because of you. We're able to show them the strength of this community. We've also been delighted to work with our growing team of volunteers this year, starting, of course, with our dedicated board of directors and moving to our residents who are really our boots on the ground, those volunteers working in our shops, those who are knitting sweaters to send to children across the world, and our 3 new resident committees that are already busy advising and promoting our programs. Well, this video is a way of saying thank you. It's a way of allowing you to witness what we as Foundation staff members see every day. You'll hear from some of our donors as well as some of the recipients of our grants. And we hope that you will have a sense of pride of knowing that you are part of that philanthropic power that we seek and celebrate together. And above all, we just hope that you know that there is a true spirit of generosity that is living and breathing at Goodwin House. Enjoy.
It was 2.5 years ago that we moved in. You never know how far your funds are going to go. And particularly currently, a lot of people are apt to get caught in the bind, and they're going to need help. And as long as I feel that I can financially manage, it seems to me I should be helping others try to manage as well. I think I was aware when we moved in that that Goodwin House said they would never, quote, kick you out if you ran out of money, and I wasn't aware where the money was going to come from. But it gave me peace of mind, and I think it helped my kids understand why we decided to make the move. And it won't be a problem for, I think I will be able to afford my own bills, but not everybody is fortunate enough to be able to do that. And I think it's a help to the family to know that for those who are on the borderline or need help, that the help is there. Being able to know that whatever you can give may help someone else so that they can continue to stay. And I mean, as you say, you're not going to kick them out, and the little bit that I might give is not going to keep a lot of people here, but it will be a help for somebody. I think that the fact that the foundation has so many different pockets that you can commit your funds to or suggest that they be donated to is an advantage, because if this isn't your primary interest and you'd rather give to hospice or to one of the other funds, you have that option, and or just give to the foundation and let them decide what to do with your money. But if you don't have to make a decision, but if there's something that appeals to you, why, you have the right to choose that's where your money will go. And I think that's an advantage.
But my husband was on the healthcare center for a couple of years, and the CNAs would love to go on with their health education in one way or another, and are really struggling to raise family and save some money so that they can go on to get better credentials, and in the process devoting loving care and capable care to the people they're taking care of. So it's all the men and women up there who are raising family, trying to get an education, trying to save money. They really, really inspired me to say, I've got to help out in some small way. It's really quite an incredible group of people, and something that I'm all in to the extent that I can be.
I have to register again for my school, and actually with the help of Goodwin House assist me with my tuition, I'm able to balance things up. What I'm working, trying to support them over there, support myself, at least I'm making a good grade, I know one day I want to be a nurse practitioner, but I'm working to get to be a RN. Since I'm almost done with my prerequisite. I should have get into the program this semester, but my mom was sick and she come back. She's here with me. She's diabetic. Yes. And so far I have to go back and forth, get her medicine, give her an insulin shot. So she's getting better. And I got my daughter with me. She's in the room too, taking her classes. Then and especially at this time when I'm going through all this, and Goodwin House helped me with this, my financial assistant. So that was a big help to me, you know, with too much thing going on with this thing. And if not for Goodwin House help, there was one time like we were even short of rent. They helped me with $500. And that time the money came just at the time to pay the rent. So like I'm all people, and sometimes when I tell people that I'm telling people, you don't want to be going out. You have to walk in a place where you find peace, where you know that you're going to go forward. They are trying to push you to go forward. The client that I work with most of the time, if we're sitting and she has a book reading, she will tell you you're not going to gain much from the TV, but when you read, you're going to gain so much from that. So, yeah, you know, like she will tell me everything in life, like we are kind of born. Like she talked to me, so she was an old nurse. She always tell me, she said, I'm a nurse. She will teach you. Even sometimes when I'm reading something, I will ask her about this medication. So she would tell me. She would tell me sometimes about her family. She said, what do you think? Their mom raised 10 children. You think it's easy? It's not. So anybody can do it. She will tell you how to manage life, how to live in society, how to move, to make yourself move from one point. Oh, she's a great person. The same thing here. As soon as you enter the building, you feel like you belong somewhere. No matter what is going. You know, sometimes we are all from different countries. Some people have their own, but that will not take you from your goals. You know, you focus. And Goodwin House has been so much to me. Something, you know, like helping me with my tuition, sometimes giving an assistant from something else. Like I'm really grateful. And I know when I finish my school, I love to, it's not I'm going to pay, but I just love to be around there, help with the community. You know, the knowledge that they have helped me to gain, I just want to give back. Like,
First of all, I think we have a terrific staff, and I think we'd all like to give back to them and keep them here. And if we can keep them here by helping them with their education, having them move up, I think that's a very valuable thing. The nurse practitioner here, Zainab Thomas, started out as a CNA, and she worked her way up to a nurse practitioner, and she's here, and she's absolutely wonderful. We'd like to keep these people, and if we can help them, so much the better.
COVID era, if you will, the extra efforts that all the staff has gone to and doing things that they never signed up for originally in their original job description in order to keep us safe and well and happy. That enough alone should be enough to encourage people to give to the foundation, to support them for the emergency needs that they've had. You know, they've had to give up a second job and they choose to be here rather than the second job. There were a lot of things that employees had to go through in the COVID era, if you will. And I just think that it's through appreciation for them and making sure that there are emergency funds available for them when things come up. And then again, we get back to some kind of normalcy to be able to have additional education, citizenship and things, but just as an expression of our gratitude for what they are doing now in the COVID era.
The foundation is lucky to have over 100 volunteers that work hard to promote, advise, and help carry out our mission. Within our great family of volunteers, today we shine the spotlight on several individuals at GHA and GHBC whose efforts have made a significant difference in this past year. We want to highlight 6 very special people who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes this fiscal year and in years past, committed to the mission of our foundation, giving their time and endless enthusiasm Their efforts play an important role in what we are able to accomplish each year. First, we want to say thank you to the dedicated leaders of our marketplace and whatnot shops. These leaders are Dick Wilson, Tom Sproul, and Ann Bang. They each have an able team that works alongside them, but it is their energy, commitment, and supervision that allows us to receive tens of thousands of dollars for our resident support fund this year. They collect and organize hundreds of donations of furniture and household items and display them as affordable treasures for our staff and other residents. For all that you do, we salute you. This year, we wanted to increase the presence of the foundation and educate more residents about its role in our community. There were 3 individuals who made it their mission to figure out the best way to introduce the foundation to as many residents as they could. They encouraged their fellow residents to meet the foundation staff, to hear about our programs, and to offer opportunities to ask questions. This was a wonderful way for us to meet so many people, and Valerie and I had so much fun at these events. Jean Bacon and Mary Lee Payton hosted over 14 brunches in the GHBC formal parlor. Joan Vogel hosted many receptions in her apartment over the course of the year as well. From all of these special occasions, we were able to share some of the wonderful stories of the impact of our foundation. We also received important feedback and suggestions at each event that helped us shape our fundraising program throughout the year. We salute you 3 for your passion and love for the foundation's work. The foundation's impact on our communities has deepened this past year, and Dick, Tom, Ann, Jean, Mary Lee, and Joan, we are so grateful for your dedication and friendship.
Greetings to our Goodwin House donors. I'm Gant Redmond, Chairman of the Goodwin House Foundation Board of Directors. On behalf of our entire board, I want to thank each and every one of you generous donors who has made a gift this year to Goodwin House, no matter the amount, large or small. All of you have been true partners with us in our mission to provide financial security to Goodwin House residents and, very importantly, to help the valued members of our staff thrive in their careers. As directors, we are all gratified to see the incredible accomplishments we make when we come together with generosity. From all of us, we say again, thank you very much.
I'm a first generation American. My father was an immigrant. And so when I meet people, and you can't spend 10 minutes at Goodwin House without meeting someone who is either an immigrant themselves or from an immigrant family. One of the first things I ever said to anybody on the management staff here is, you're human relations people, hire good people. I don't know what you do, but the staff that we've come in contact with, and it's probably less than 25% of the full staff that's here, it's just filled with really good people who do their job with a love of the job. And I then began to say, well, that's why immigrants come to America, because the opportunities are here and they're taking advantage of them. And therefore they're happy that they're here. It's not a last resort for them. It's a method of becoming Americans. And I'm so enthralled with the concept of Americans are a different group, and welcoming these people from everywhere in the world to that group is a wonderful thing. And so I was so happy to get involved.
Because there were two windows there. the non-US citizen and the US citizen. So my daughter and I were both, our passports are not the same. Mine is the Philippine passport and hers is the US passport. And she said, Mommy, but I cannot deal with this anymore. You know, coming back here and I have to be on that other side and you have to be on the other side. Isn't it much better if we both have the blue passport? So it's easier for the both of us coming back here. Nagla told me because one time she was clocking out and they were like congratulating her. And I said, oh, Nala, congratulations. When did you get your citizenship? And she said, just a couple of days ago. And she said, would you like to become one of the citizens also? And I said, yes, of course, why not? And then I said, well, maybe I'll have to save some money because, you know, $725 is a lot of money. And then she said, do you know that the foundation is doing this, they're helping employees to become a citizen. So I said, okay. So as soon as I entered the building, I said, Lord, just guide me because I don't know what else is gonna happen here. So just guide me and please bear with me, you know, throughout the process. I was so excited, nervous, and you know, at the time I wanted to cry. But I said, no, I'm here already. I'm gonna get through this. This is my dream. So I went inside. I feel more comfortable. But as soon as I sat down and he was on the other room, I was just like this, pulling my fingers as hard as I could so I could be ready. So when and then he said, okay, you really did a wonderful job. You did your homework really well. I guess we have a new citizen of the United States. And I wanted to cry, but you know, me as a crybaby, I said, no, I'm not going to cry because I'm by myself. He said, will you be able to come back in a week or so? And I said, absolutely, sir, anytime. Yes, sir. So that's how my interview went. And today, it's really amazing, you know, how I wish I could take all of you because getting that far, and in my wildest dream, I cannot really believe that I'm a citizen already. I'm still pinching myself right now because I couldn't believe it that I did it. I couldn't believe it that I'm one of you guys, one of the American, and I'm so excited to vote, and I will have to do the best I could to be a good citizen of this country. And I'm not going anywhere. I will be in this company for a long, long while. And again, it's a dream come true. So I know that my mom and my dad, you know, I will have to force them to visit me here because now I'll be able to invite them just for a visit. That is also my dream for my dad and my mom to see where I live, to see where I work, and to see the America. When I was little, I was, you know, I'm only seeing the United States and all the movies. But now this is it. This is my American dream. Yeah. Thank you all for all the support since day one, the encouragement. I've gotten a lot of cards, and I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed to all of you. Thankful to all of you. It felt so good. It felt so good. And I was like I said, now I'll be able to say, my fellow Americans,
what has giving meant. There's a feeling inside that a person has when one feels that he or she has more than he needs. There's a feeling that's good when you share it with others. And that's what it amounts to. There is no specifically single thing. I feel home here. I'm thinking. I like the people. I feel liked by the people. There's nothing you have to prove of yourself here. Everyone is the same. It's very stimulating that people who live here, their vocations in life, I find extremely interesting. And it's a joy to share their lives as they share with me and I share with them. I like the food. I like my apartment. First place, I just love the waiters and waitresses, the youngsters in the dining room. They're such a nice group. And when they fill out my food and they attach, you may not see how they do it, but we fill it in, they take it, and then when they send the food up, they staple it to make sure you checked, you got everything. And every once in a while, one will say, "Miss you," with a big heart, and put their initials on it. They're the sweetest kids, boys and girls both. And then, of course, there's a professional staff. I feel very grateful because they work so hard in our behalf. Right to the front desk, the building staff. Of course, I get to know them all, you know. I've been here, as I said, it'll be 9 years in December. And I just like them all. And we're very fortunate. Goodwin House has done something extraordinary, I think, because there is an atmosphere that people who come in, they come in from college and so forth, and youngsters, yet they get drawn into it and they feel it themselves. They sort of own it, and I like that.